Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Real Live sessions here at Warehouse Live, presented by On the Marc Studio. First thing I want to do is give a shout out to our sponsors, Celestial Viking, as well as Coburn Exclusive out of Nashville, Tennessee. I would also like to thank our Patreon supporters. Thank you so much for all you do to help continue to bring this show to everyone once a week. If you'd like to support us via Patreon, you can do so as well. That's www.patreon.com/OnTheMarcStudios for as little as $5 a month, upwards of $25 a month. Just helps us to continue to bring these shows and events and everything that we're doing, and to bring in all these fantastic artists and make sure that we've got all these great cameras and crew and stuff here. So thank you guys so much for tuning in every Monday night from 8 to 11 p.m. I also want to give a quick shout out to our team here. Carter's working the cameras tonight. We got our intern stepping up and coming in and doing his thing. But also to Matt Buck, always being here and running the sound and making everybody sound sweet every single Monday night. And speaking of sound and sweet, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to jump right into it. Miss Shelby Raye.
I have lived in this town my whole life, born and raised here, and as a musician, it's just I feel like I need some change, you know? I gotta get out of here, so I wrote a song about how this town's just not big enough for me anymore. This one's called This Town. 18 years in this little girl town, can't get lost enough to find myself. I don't know where I'm supposed to be, I just know this ain't the place for me. I see it in your eyes, you feel it too. These city walls are closing in on you. Don't pack your bags, you won't need a thing, just you and me and sweet memories. So come on, baby, let's hit the road, drive into the sunset or head to the coast. Leave this place standing in our dust. We've been pushing this town's limits, we still can't fit our dreams in it. You and me, anywhere or bust. 'Cause this town ain't big enough for the both of us. Who knew you could outgrow your life, the one you dreamed of a million times? A new world gave us a space of our own, but it won't make it feel like home. Bigger roads helped us find our way, giving us the strength to say, let's spread our wings and learn to fly. But now it's time for sweet goodbyes. So come on, baby, let's hit the road, drive into the sunset or head to the coast. Leave this place standing in our dust. We've been pushing this town's limits, we still can't fit our dreams in it. You and me, anywhere or bust. 'Cause this town ain't big enough for the both of us. Our story ain't over yet, our future's still unknown. No mapped out or we'll regret the places we'll go. So come on, baby, let's hit the road, drive into the sunset or head to the coast. Leave this place standing in our days. Oh, we've been pushing this town's limits, we still can't fit our dreams in it. You and me, anywhere or bust. 'Cause this town ain't big enough for the both of us. The both of us. Thank you all so much. Thank you to On the Marc Studios for having me on the Reel tonight at the warehouse. I do appreciate it. My name's Shelby Raye. Thank y'all for tuning in. So this next one is one that I wrote with a very good friend of mine, Mr. Jason Hammer. I feel like we've all been in a position at one point in our lives that there was that perfect person, but it was the worst timing. So this one's called Right Person, Wrong Time. If I could move for the hands of time, when I would be yours and you would be mine. If I could help them understand the way we felt when you held my hand. I wish you weren't everything I need you to be, and I wish you didn't make everything so damn easy for me. Maybe this wouldn't be a crime, right person, wrong time. If you would stay here without regret, and I could leave my dreams and just forget that they mean everything to me, and truly believe one day you won't leave. I wish you weren't everything I needed you to be, and I wish you didn't make everything so damn easy for me. Maybe this wouldn't be a crime, right person, wrong time. I can't move forward the hands of time, and I can't help them understand. If you'd stay here, you'd just regret. I can't live my dreams and just forget. I wish you were everything I needed you to be, and I wish you didn't make everything so damn easy for me. We both know this is a crime, right person, wrong time, wrong
See, where do we want to start?
I don't know. You're the
I know, I do this every week. Well, first, I want to start by saying, damn. I mean, like, from the moment you got into the warehouse and you started just even before we got sound and lights, you just started hitting it. I'm like, whew, this is going to be a good night.
Thank you.
This is going to be a good night. Like, you have got so much soul and so
Thank
much
you.
power, yet somehow it's still soft and delicate. It's this incredible blend that you don't get ever so often, you know, like
Right.
I think we talked about this earlier between kind of some of this. First person I mentioned, I was like, you've got to be a Grace Potter fan. Like, I mean, just it's not country, it's not rock, it's not blues, it's not soul. It's a little bit of all of those things kind of melded into one.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
And at this juncture in the evening for the show, everybody's probably already heard that from the first song that you did, but you're about to hear a lot more of it for sure. So I can't like. We get people in here and like we want to clap and applaud and stuff like that when we're doing these
Yeah,
takes and everything,
absolutely.
but we try to keep the aesthetic clean and
Right.
everything. And you were probably the most difficult person for me to not want to clap and applaud and just like just
I really
give you
appreciate
praise for it,
that.
because like it's awesome. You have an incredible voice, and you're an incredible songwriter too. I guess I haven't heard a lot of your original stuff,
Yeah.
you know. And I think there's a couple reasons behind that, but like, you know, I think that comes into the first question, and I'll just kind of start here, which is kind of a little later normally, but where can we find your music and stuff right now?
So currently my music is on SoundCloud. It's also on YouTube. I am working on some projects right now, so some very exciting things happening behind the scenes. Hoping to have some music out pretty soon for you guys.
Awesome. So what's your handles on social media and everything? Where can they find you?
The best thing to do is just search Shelby Raye, Raye. Instagram is Shelby Raye Official. Facebook, and I believe everything else is just under Shelby Raye Music. So this next one is one that I wrote with two very good friends of mine, Cricket Davis and Jay Edwards. This one's called Can't Rain Every Day. Can you really call it morning if you don't get out of bed? Raindrops like a kick drum are pounding in your head. The radio ain't working, the coffee don't taste the same. The sky outside is crying, your tears down the window pane. 'Cause it can't rain every day, it can't storm all the time. The sun is on its way, it's just gotta make the climb. Weather's gonna change, tears are gonna dry, clouds are away, but it can't rain every day. Spending all day watching little memories splashing around, getting lost in an ocean of all the things that didn't work out. Keep searching through those dark clouds for just a little ray of sun. Don't get stuck in worrying that it'll never come, 'cause it can't rain every day, it can't storm all the time. The sun is on its way, it's just gotta make the climb. The weather's gonna change, tears are gonna dry, clouds are away, but it can't rain every day. She's as wild as the day is long. She's a good old Hank song, always preaching nothing but love. but her mouth will make a sailor blush. She don't need no cowboy to rope her the moon. You got it twisted if you think she's sweet on you. She flies with the wind beneath her wings, can't be tied down to just one thing. Something about loving outlaw women always leaves you hurt. You're just a map dot in her big old world. She's a gypsy cowgirl. She was gone before she left, a vagabond headed out west. She's rooted deep in her ways, but she'll saddle up and ride away. She flies with the wind beneath her wings, can't be tied down to just one thing. Something about loving outlaw women always leaves you hurt. You're just a map dot in her big old world. She's a gypsy cowgirl. Kicks back like a 12-gauge shotgun. Don't fall too hard, 'cause that girl was made to run. She flies with the wind beneath her wings, can't be tied down to just one thing. Something about loving outlaw women always leaves you hurt. You're just a map dot in her big old world. Whoa, you're just a map dot in her big old world. She's a gypsy cowgirl. A gypsy cowgirl.
Speaking of projects, then, I guess, you know, like you said, you don't have anything on iTunes or Spotify right now, but I don't know if this is something you want to get into, but I'm sure you expect it to at least a little bit. I kind of have an idea about some of that project in terms of like where you're going and what you're doing and who you're doing it with a little bit. I don't know all the details,
Yeah.
so like, where is Shelby Raye? Where's the journey taking you right now?
So right now, the journey is taking me to Nashville. I've been ready to move to Nashville since I was 15 years old. Since I was 2 years old, I've been singing, and I have known this is what I've wanted to do my whole entire life. I truly feel that God put me on this earth to make music and share it with others. And my music speaks to a lot of people, and a lot of people come up to me and they're like, oh my gosh, you know, your song, it just spoke to me and it said everything that I was feeling. And, you know, as an artist, and I mean, you understand this, artist to artist, you know, that's a big deal. And it's a great personal feeling to know that you're doing exactly what you were meant to do.
Now listen, I appreciate you lumping me in that. I am not going to say that I'm an artist in that sense. Like I will 100% agree with the other thing you said, that God put you on this planet to do this. There's no question in my mind.
Thank you.
Especially after having sat here and listened to you do your thing tonight. But I appreciate you kind of even saying that I can see the realm where you are at, truthfully.
So this next one is one called Take Me Back to Puerto Rico, and I wrote it with a very good friend of mine, Mr. Brian Ray. It's so cold, windows up, I'm driving home. It's getting old, wish I could put it all on hold. I can taste it salty margaritas and rum. I'm in a daydream, laying on a beach in San Juan. Take me back to Puerto Rico, take me back to Bayamon. All the pressures of this real life got me wishing more and more I was walking through Arecibo or on a boat in Bacaron. Yeah, don't set incognito, lay low by the seashore. Take me back to Puerto Rico. It's all the same, alarm clock ringing in my brain. Ain't it a shame that I'm so stuck here in this rain? I want a sunrise sitting on the dock of the bay, and when I close my eyes I can see it clear as day. Take me back to Puerto Rico, take me back to Bayamon. All the pressures of this real life got me wishing more and more I was walking through Arecibo or on a boat in Bacaron. Yeah, don't set incognito, lay low by the seashore. Take me back to Puerto Rico. Give me a one-way ticket on a southbound plane. I wanna go where no one knows my name. Take me back to Puerto Rico, take me back to Bayamon. All the pressures of this real life got me wishing more and more I was walking through Arecibo on a boat in Bacaron. Yeah, don't set incognito, lay low by the seashore. Take me back to Puerto Rico.
Listen, we talked a while back. I think I finally met you for the first time. What about 6 months ago now? Was it or 4 months ago?
A few months ago.
A few months ago. I finally actually met you. I think we've probably walked by each other in the same room
Absolutely,
before.
there's no
but,
doubt.
But like honestly, like having for me personally, like I've been working here in the Columbia scene for about 4 or 5 years now. So and I was slowly working my way in there, but like, you know, it's incredible to me that we hadn't crossed paths truthfully
It's
until a few months ago, especially with some of the overlap of artists and talents and venues and other places that we kind of we have artists, kind of yourself being an artist and myself working with other artists. We overlap a lot. So I'm actually super surprised we haven't met before then.
I find that happens a lot because we're all so busy all the time.
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just going nonstop.
I mean, listen, I do this thing a lot where I'll have artists come in, and some of our folks behind the scenes are they themselves musicians and a part of the music scene. And I always have this assumption because I'm reaching out to all these folks that I know or I've heard perform or do these things, and I get them up here, and I always have this assumption that everybody knows each other. And when Morgan's back there and he's like meeting, you know, Chris Compton for the first time, I'm like, how do you guys not already know each other?
Oh, I know.
It's a bad assumption because, like, truthfully, and I think you and I talked about it earlier too, just briefly. You know, I mentioned some of the artists that have been on before, and I'm like, you really need to check them out. But it also makes sense when you really think about it because you guys are playing when the other one's playing.
Exactly.
So when and on a night when you're not, you want to be at home spending time with your partner and like hanging out and stuff like that. You don't want to go out and do this stuff right now.
My favorite thing to do when I don't have a show is sit at home and watch Yellowstone and eat some Cheetos.
Oh,
That's
man.
it.
Man, I haven't watched Yellowstone.
Oh.
That's on my list.
Oh,
I'm going down. Like
It's very good.
it's on there. So I
very
want to
good.
definitely check that out. But yeah, no, I mean there are a ton of great artists here in Columbia, and like. Speaking of, go back after this one and check out some of those other artists that we've had on, including, you know, some of the folks we just had on last week, excuse me. Yeah, we just had on, last week we had on Lang Owen. Lang Owen is, I mean, an incredible songwriter. Like, he's just one of those guys that, like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe his music. I described his, like, songwriting as conversations you'd have over a cup of coffee or something like that. Like, it was very
nice.
It wasn't about anything particular. It was just, just everyday kind of conversations that he has, which makes it almost, that's relatable in that sense, you know, because like he talked about being kind of a eavesdropper of conversations and writing these stories based off of it. And I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. And I'm a person that kind of tunes into people too, and I try to listen and pay attention to what people are saying or doing, because you can learn a lot about people when they're not paying attention.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
So this next one is it's a fan favorite. I actually wrote this song with my mom, sitting on the back porch of our lake house. This one's called Hometown Crew. Sitting on a stool with mama singing in my ear. Every Tuesday night at a hole in the wall, always dreaming I'd end up here. Other nights I'd sit on the foot of my bed, a pencil in my hand, writing the words to my songs, pouring out my heart. Here's to the bright lights, the late nights, the calls that never came. Here's to playing guitars in a smoky bar and the marquees bearing my name. Spending days out on the road, no, it ain't about the fame. Here's to you. Here's to you, my hometown crew. Sweet 16, living my dream, didn't get to go to high school prom, 'cause I was playing a show at a place down the road, and I knew that it wouldn't be long. Now here I stand on this big stage, and the crowd is singing along every word to my songs, and I'm right where I belong. Here's to the bright lights, the late nights, the calls that never came. Here's to playing guitars in a smoky bar and the marquees bearing my name. Spending days out on the road, no, it ain't about the fame. Here's to you. Here's to you, my hometown crew. Here's to the bright lights, the late nights, calls that never came. Here's to playing guitars in a smoky bar, the marquees bearing my name. Spending days out on the road, no, it ain't about the fame. Here's to you. Here's to you, my hometown. Here's to you. Oh, here's to you. my hometown crew. So this little tune is one called Fighter. I was going through a really, really tough time in my life. And I had to reach down really, really deep and figure out who I truly was and who my mama raised me to be. And that was a fighter. So I wrote this song. It's called Fighter. I blame myself and cried for help over the things you've done wrong. I tried to understand the things that you do that hurt the people you love. I'm not gonna let you get to me anymore. I'm gonna pick up the pieces and move on with life. I'm not gonna let you in this battle you've started. I'm gonna be the girl my mama raised me to be. I'm not gonna let you bring me to my knees, 'cause I am a fighter. I finally see the truth about who you really are. And now you can't hide behind the walls you try to build. I'm not gonna let you break me down anymore. I'm gonna pick up the pieces and move on with life. I'm not gonna let you win this battle you've started. I'm gonna be the girl my mama raised me to be. I'm not gonna let you bring me to my knees, 'cause I am a fighter. I'm a fighter. I am a fighter.
Let's go backwards a little bit here. We've talked about where you're going and where they can find your music. Let's talk about where you came from. I know you said you've been doing this since you were 2 years old?
Well, I've been singing since I
Okay.
was 2, you know,
Fair.
roughly, vaguely, and then I started doing some talent shows. I was winning all the talent shows, and I was just eating it up, loving it, absolutely loving it. So I got to a point when I was probably about 11 or 12 that I wanted to start writing my own music. So I was like, I want to learn how to play piano. Piano wasn't cutting it. I felt like I couldn't write my songs with a piano. So I started taking guitar lessons when I was about 12, and I played my first live show out when I was 13, and I've been playing ever since.
Man, listen, I don't know. Like, how do you feel like your growth has been since, say, have you gone back? Out of curiosity, I'm thinking of some bands that have recently kind of gone back and like rehashed some older stuff or coming back with some new, putting new touches on older stuff. Are there any songs in your repertoire that? When did you start writing? Let's ask that question. When did you
I started
start
writing when I was about 15,
Okay.
probably.
So, are there any
roughly.
songs from even say Tonight's Show that go back to 15 or?
Hometown Crew does.
Okay.
Can't Rain Every Day does as well.
Nice.
They were both on my first EP that I released when I was 17 years old.
Oh, sweet.
When I listened to that EP talking about growth, I sit down and I'm like, that doesn't even sound like me.
Yeah.
There's no way that that was me when I was 16 years old. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, half the time I don't even recognize myself. And it's in a good way, because I have been through I've been through a lot over the last couple years.
Sure.
And the growth that I have seen from myself personally, from the things that have happened, and the maturity level that I held, it's feels pretty good.
Yeah.
Feels pretty good.
So this next one I wrote with two very good friends of mine, Miss Cricket Davis and Jordan Berry. This one's called Shatter. Did you think I didn't notice all the twisted lies you told me? You finally let your colors show through. When did you let in the cold become someone I didn't know? I'm missing how I used to miss you. I tried for far too long. I denied myself the right to be strong. But I don't need you to hold me, 'cause I'm not falling apart. You think that you know me. You don't even know who you are. How can you console me when you showed me that I didn't matter? But baby, if I ever start to break and you wanna hold me, yeah, I'd rather shatter. I'd rather shatter. How dare you try to embrace me? You should be afraid to face me if you know what's good for your health. I'm moving on and healing, learning what it's like to be feeling nothing but love for myself. You had the chance to hold me close, but I was not the first to let go. But I don't need you to hold me, 'cause I'm not falling apart. You think that you know me. You don't even know who you are. How can you console me when you showed me that I didn't matter? But baby, if I ever start to break, you wanna hold me, yeah, I'd rather shatter. I'd rather I'd rather shatter. I'd rather shatter.
And listen, especially after hearing you go through your whole set and everything tonight, and the conversation we had, a few months ago when we first sat down and kind of like started talking about some music and like where you're going and everything like that, it really brings a full perspective here, because I'm like, if this is where you're at right now and you're planning to take this trip up to Nashville to spend some time with some people that you've known growing up, to write more music and to work on that kind of stuff with some truly seasoned, veterans of their
Right.
field, I'm like, I don't know if you're ever coming back here.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Hate it for you guys. Love you guys. Love my fans. Love my family.
Well, I mean, you'll be
but
back to South Carolina,
I'll be back
I'm certain.
to visit.
But like,
but
I mean, listen, I feel
Yeah.
like if we let you go, you're never coming back.
because
and
I'm not, and I love that you know that though. That's good. That's good. You got to
Well,
prepare
I mean,
for that.
in fairness, like I didn't have that full perspective. Like we had a good conversation
Right.
about it and everything, and like I think everybody has an idea about folks going to Nashville or going to do stuff and everything. And we hear a lot of folks like, well, I'm going to go to Nashville and work on this stuff. I'm going to do this. And I'm like, if you're not prepared when you're going there, you're going to come back because it's first off, it's a gauntlet. It's a whole thing. And if you're not ready and tuned for it, it'll chew you up and spit you out.
And I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of people that just decide they're going to go pay their dues in Nashville when they've only been doing this for a few years. And
Absolutely.
I don't think that's the way to do it. I've been cutting my teeth in this town since I was 15 or since I was 13. And when I was 15, I made my first trip to Nashville.
Yeah.
And I said, wow, this is where I want to be. And it wasn't time for me to be there yet.
Yeah.
So I continued to make week trips and a month-long trip. And now I'm 21 and it's time to make the move. I've kind of planted my feet there, planted some roots there. And I think it's going to be great. So this next one might be the most heart-wrenching song for me that I've written in a very long time. I lost my mother 3 years ago, and she was my best friend in the whole entire world. She was my #1 fan. She was my momager. She was just my best friend. And I sat down one day, and I was trying to write a song about all the really strong women in my life, and I realized the woman that I was describing was exactly her. So this one's called Living in Her World. She's standing at the sink, painting her lips, getting ready, going out with the girls. She's got her hair done up right. It's been a long while since she's gotten out on a Friday night. She can't see the beauty in her eyes. She doubts herself most of the time. She's a wildflower blowing in the wind. She's a force to be reckoned with. She's tough as a brick and strong as an ox. She's a wild horse that can't be fenced in. Yeah, that girl, we're just living in her world. She'd light up a room when she walked in. You couldn't help but love that crooked smile. She had a heart of gold, and everyone knows there wasn't someone she couldn't make her friend. One day we'll have to say goodbye, but right now it just don't feel right. She's a wildflower blowing in the wind. She's a force to be reckoned with. She's tough as a brick and strong as an ox. She's a wild horse that can't be fenced in. Yeah, that girl, we're just living in her world. Times sure have changed, and she's not around, 'cause somebody needed her more. Her time here was through, but only he knew why she had to leave so soon. I see her beauty in the sky. I see her in me all the time. She's a wildflower blowing in the wind.
She's tough as a brick, as strong as an ox. She's a wild horse that can't be fenced in. Yeah, that girl. Oh, that girl. We're just living in her world.
I'm sorry, I'm just taking it back. Again, I already knew this, but even to hear you say it again, now I'm 21, and I'm like, man, I'm pushing 40 here, so it's like, I'm like, God, I'm like, what have I done with my life,
Oh, whatever.
No.
Look at this great thing you've got going. It's
Hey,
wonderful.
Listen,
Thank you,
it's
by
all,
the way.
thank you very much. It's all about the people that have helped put this together, because we've come a long way in just a couple of years of doing this too.
Oh, yeah,
So
absolutely.
super excited to see where it goes from here, because I mean, everything's constantly changing and growing. I don't know if we're going to
Absolutely.
be in this space next year, and I'm happy
Right.
to move up or on to something
Absolutely.
else. So, because it's all about continuing to grow and learn and try new things and everything. I mean, we started in a garage,
Right.
doing this with iPhones,
Yeah.
and
crazy.
it's just it's incredible to kind of see the progress and the things we've learned with multiple cameras now, and we have students who are going through internships for mass
Yep.
communications over at Benedict.
Right.
Shout out to Professor Rutledge, for setting that up and giving us a chance to help some of those folks learn, because it's more than just getting folks on this stage. Like there's tiers among all of this stuff.
Right.
Like whether I've got somebody coming on to play a songwriter night over at Uncle Fester's, or working with musicians that are booking some of these venues and stuff like that,
Right.
or doing a show like this. There's lots of different pieces to this, because like I'm a behind the scenes kind of guy,
Absolutely.
and like I love the opportunity to give people a chance to work and hone their crafts from different perspectives, because
yeah.
it's being up here on the stage. I tell this all the time to a lot of my musicians, like getting on the stage and singing and performing, that's like 20% of your job.
Yep.
There's an entire 80% behind that really goes into it. And you and I had
Absolutely.
a great conversation about that a few months ago, where we were talking about, I know your mom was your momager,
Yep.
as you
she
call
was.
her. She was really into it, and I think you learned very quickly. And after she passed, like, oh man, there was a lot of stuff that I didn't know how much I was
there
doing.
was even stuff that I knew what had to go into it. I
Yeah.
knew about the booking and the contacts and the promotion and the social media and the writing and the practicing, and goodness, who knows what else.
Knowing it and doing it are two different things,
Exactly. So, but even after, when I started doing it myself, there was even more
Yeah.
that dug even deeper, and I've learned so much. And I'm glad she taught me everything that she did. Otherwise,
Good.
I don't know if Shelby Raye would still be a thing.
Well, listen, I think your mom put you on an incredible path, and
I agree.
I'm actually sad that I never got to meet her. So,
was
but
awesome.
I mean, listen, I want to thank her, and I'm sure everybody else does, for putting you on this path and making sure that you do the right stuff with it. And honestly, I truly do. I wish you the best of luck in your journey up
Thank you
there.
so much.
I can't wait for you to come back to South Carolina and have you on this show again 5 seasons down the road from now.
Yeah.
So when you're Shelby Raye, the big superstar.
This one's also a fan favorite. This one's called Nothing With You. I wrote it with a very good friend of mine, Mr. John Mullins. Got a million things to do today, but all I wanna do is lay in bed and dream it away with you. Disappear under the sheets again, hiding from the sound of the alarm, but we're not listening. We don't pay no mind. All we got is time, and if we're wasting it, I wanna waste it by your side. 'Cause all I wanna be is, all I wanna feel is, I just wanna stay wrapped up in you, yeah. Every single day and everywhere I go, Pull the shades to cover up the light. Getting lost inside your arms till the day becomes a night. And when the moon surrenders to the sun, we'll tell the world to stay away, 'cause we've only just begun. We don't pay no mind, all we got is time. And if we're wasting it, I wanna waste it by your side. 'Cause all I wanna be is, all I wanna feel is, I just wanna stay wrapped up in you, yeah. Every single day and everywhere I go, I just wanna do nothing with you. All I wanna be is, all I wanna feel is, I just wanna stay wrapped up in you, yeah. Every single day and everywhere I go, I just wanna do nothing with you, yeah. Nothing with you. Nothing with you. Nothing with you. Nothing with you.
Shelby, I thank you so much. Thank you to everybody that tuned in tonight. Before I jump out of here, do you have anything coming up this summer before you leave South Carolina, or what's
I
your?
have so many shows. So my official move date is about mid-May.
Okay.
I've got a bunch of shows booked from now until then. You can check those out on my Facebook. I recently since I went public about the move to Nashville, I posted a full schedule of all my shows
Yes.
from now until my last show in South Carolina. So if you go on my Facebook page, you can check all those out.
Awesome. And then just in case, because we've got people tuning in from all over the place, what about, do you have any shows coming up in Nashville that you're going to be playing once you're there? Or?
Not yet.
Not yet.
But definitely got some things in the works. And when that happens, I'll let everybody know.
Absolutely. Well, hey, make sure you follow. It's Shelby Raye Music on Facebook and Instagram, and then Shelby Raye Official.
Shelby Raye Official on Instagram.
Okay, there we go.
And then everything else is usually either under Shelby Raye Official or Shelby Raye Music.
Okay, so one of those two.
One of the two.
Find her
pick
on
it.
social media, follow her, like, subscribe, and if you're in the Nashville area in the next few months, be on the lookout for this one. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for being a part of this. It was really incredible.
Thank you so
And
much. It was a
I
pleasure
had a
to
great
be here.
time. Absolutely.
I did too.
Thank you very much, Shelby. Please don't forget to tune in every Monday night, 8 p.m. We've got some great shows coming up for you guys. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our Patreon if you want to support this. www.patreon.com/OnTheMarkStudio. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe on this like this video. Subscribe to this channel. Tell your friends about it. We are officially now on the Mark Studio on YouTube. So we got a lot more great things coming up for you guys. We got a lot more great artists. So please stick around. Feel free to check out some of the other shows after this. You'll see some of those links and stuff like that over here on this side probably, or maybe on this side. I don't know. But you can definitely find the links and stuff in the description below to Shelby Raye and her Facebook and all that stuff. So please give her a like, give her a follow, give her a listen. Tune in every Monday night. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful evening. Shelby, thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
This next one is one called Get Out of Hell Free. It's going to be my last one on the show this evening. Thank y'all so much for tuning in again. My name is Shelby Raye. If you like what you heard tonight, you can find me on all social media. It's Shelby Raye, R-A-Y-E. Thank y'all so much. You're drinking that wine like it was water. And all week you run around like you're Satan's daughter. You sit and church with the people you judge, soaking that grace and mercy up. Then Monday you're forgetting what the preacher taught you. You think Sunday wipes your little slate clean, but he knows what you're doing in between. You can't walk on water, you're not holier than thou. One day you'll have to answer for what you're doing now. You won't get to heaven if you don't change the way you are, 'cause you can't use forgiveness as your get out of hell free card. You're coming home late, said you've been working, but you don't really care who you're hurting. She can see that lipstick on your shirt, and baby, that shade, it just ain't hers. You smell like that cheap perfume that you bought her. Sunday you'll be sitting in that pew, thinking he's forgiven what you do. You can't walk on water, you're not holier than thou. One day you'll have to answer for what you're doing now. You won't get to heaven if you don't change the way you are, 'cause you can't use forgiveness as your get out of hell free card. You can't run around doing as you please. Think it all goes away when you hit your knees. You can't walk on water, you're not holier than thou. One day you'll have to answer for what you're doing now. You won't get to heaven if you don't change the way you are, 'cause you can't use forgiveness as your get out of hell free card. Yeah, you'll get out of hell free card. Yeah, you'll get out of hell free card. Thank y'all so much again. My name's Shelby Raye. It was great to be here tonight. Thank y'all so much. Awesome sauce.